sorted?
I'm getting there. I'm adding in a whole bunch of item macros.
Okay.
Jonas,
we need new library macros. We need them.
Yeah, exactly.
Not today.
Yeah,
because last time I tried to update them, everything broke.
Well, Grimith had no problems.
I had, and I don't know if these are the same, but things broke for me quite badly.
Grimith, did you just change your picture?
We can possibly.
You're gonna have to add all of the effects then manually.
Yeah, we can perhaps try it. Leading up to the next one, but I won't risk it right now.
Okay.
We're waiting to the winter discontent.
We'll see.
There's no risk involved. You can just make a backup of the campaign file in case you're worried about it breaking.
Still, I will do that another day, not tonight.
Okay.
All right, let's see here.
Jonas is scared of sheep's intentions.
I am. I don't trust them.
He's scared of the hidden backdoors I installed in the macros.
Exactly.
If you secretly installed the abilities, that Alvyn always rolls 20.
Alvyn can never roll below 10 now. Also, it takes no damage.
No, he just has resistance 20 to everything.
Like, oh, that's pretty strange. I'm pretty sure you would hit for like 4 damage there, Alvyn. So like, no. All right.
Oh yeah, his damage always has also adds every single enemy on the map. Takes 1 shot worth of damage.
All right, where we last left off, the intrepid adventurers were setting out to investigate many different things. And chief among them, perhaps, or most urgent, were the sighting of strange scarecrows in the hinterlands. Setting out to discover this, the party soon found, well, first of all, a lot of abandoned farms, and a bit of, taking the long way around, as it were, to get to the southern part of the hinterlands. There, even more abandoned farms and burnt farmsteads, all leading up to the old Hambly place, which turned out to be infested with undead horrors named ghouls. The party is nevertheless victorious and found some interesting items and clues, perhaps, and were on their way back to Sandpoint at the end of the next session. And that is where we will pick it up this time. The party arriving back at Sandpoint.
Right. During the trip back. Okay.
DDS, just thinking about this, someone had actually brought this up in the YouTube comments of you switching from chainmail to hide armor. Hide armor is light armor, so you'd be able to add your intelligence bonus to your armor class, and it wouldn't reduce your speed by 1.
Well, my armor doesn't give me a speed penalty already, because I got the Eladrin armor now. So.
Oh, yes, the Eladrin armor.
The intelligence bonus to AC, I was not aware of that.
Yes.
I have to look into this.
Intelligence bonus to AC, is that some sort of class feature?
No, it's part of light armor. I add my intelligence bonus to my armor class. That's why it's so high.
Explain to you why you actually have AC.
If you take a look at your character sheets, you can see what bonuses can be applied to every defense.
Your dexterity modifier or your intelligence modifier, whichever is higher, can go on to your armor class.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, if it's either or, then I'm good.
I'm pretty sure Alvyn's dex is higher than his int.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
The downside is chainmail is +6, hide is +3.
Yeah.
So that just balances.
Your intelligence modifier is +3. It equalizes.
Yeah, right now it balances. So.
Yeah.
All right, the party is arriving back in town. Gonna move you over here.
Someone forgot my horse.
Forgot you.
And Roldar is still tiny.
Tiny Roldar is tiny. All right, the town is much as you have left it. Nothing major seems to be going on when the party arrives back in town. It is, at the moment at least, sleepy. It is also, I do believe, it is midday when the party returns.
Alright. I was going to say before, during the trip back, Arenoss will sort of feel a presence around him of a certain spirit, and he's not really sure what it is. And he will ask Saloro if he feels the same.
The same as Arenoss. So, no.
Alright.
What does this
said-
presence feel like?
It feels like some kind of arcane spirit of some sort, and he's not entirely sure what it is, but he has read some about what it can be, and he will have to investigate further about it.
Very well.
So how long were we gone? Just a day and something, or
A little over a day.
Yeah,
a little over a day? And we haven't slept.
No, of course we slept. That's why we're arriving here midday.
Ah, okay.
We traveled out of Sandpoint yesterday. It took us a long ass fucking time given how far we had to go out of our way to get down to the farmstead. We spent a little bit of time there, and it took us a really super ass long time to work our way back, because along the way, Saloro at the very least was stopping by various little farmsteads and warning farmers, as I mentioned last week, of the various ongoings and transpirings, which obviously we would have ended up sleeping somewhere along the way due to how much time that would have taken, and thus we're arriving here during the day. So obviously the goal is going to be, hey Sheriff Baylor Hemlock, shit done got fucked up, yo. What do? He's gonna be like, I'm fucking useless, I'm going back to the brothel, you take care of it, lol. We're gonna be like, well fuck, I guess we're dumbass do-gooders. So that's our objective, everyone. Yeah.
Objective: be do-gooders.
We're going to the city garrison. The town has not been raised.
Hooray.
It's a full-time job being a do-gooder.
We had a discussion about this and the lack of pay last session.
Oh, I'm keeping this in mind.
That's right. I'll use the scarecrow on him. I'll do it.
I'm not going to stop you.
Just plant it next to him while he's sleeping.
That's right.
And then it turns in his sleep.
Fucking sheriff wakes up.
Well, things seem to be going wild in the old sheriff's place. I don't know.
There we go. I'll ring it with a bunch of screaming scarecrows. Oh, sheriff's awake, guys. You hear that? Telegraph line to the Rusty Dragon. Well, shit, guys.
And then the Spartan Vanguard got thrown out of Sandpoint.
Oh, well, go to Magma.
I don't actually think they could throw us at a Sandpoint.
Probably not at that point.
No.
But you will be labeled as disturbers of the peace.
Uh-oh.
Aren't we already?
Well, I know what I have to say to that. Money. Illusionary money. No, seriously, we're going to the city garrison unless someone wants to break off from the pack. Maybe Arenoss wants to go visit Amako, the Rusty Dragon Inn. We're going to see the sheriff. And maybe the mayor, too, and go, hey, we're fucked. You're fucked, actually. We're adventurers. We're leaving. Bye.
Yeah, I'll go to the Rusty Dragon after I go to the city garrison.
Alright. You can certainly do that. Let's see.
With our giant horses.
Who's now swimming?
There's a horse god swimming in the river. I don't know about this portent. The good sheriff is in the garrison when the party returns. He seems to be out in the yard, sort of drilling some of his sergeants, it seems. He notices the party's return and hails them. Well met, Spiral Vanguard. Oh. What did you find in the southern farmsteads?
Saloro blinks. You didn't get the message?
He looks around and sort of a message. Oh, and then it dawns on him. That bird. Yes.
Saloro, who did cast his veil off the farmstand, looks very, very unamused.
Then he nods. Yes. Yes, indeed. He nods again. Give me quite a fright, but thank you. He nods again. He points to the men currently training. I am trying to whip some of these people into shape, but I'm afraid that we might be outgunned in this instance. How? He sort of looks at the rest of the party. Now that you are here, would you add anything to the message? Anything else that you found out?
We spent some time going about the farmsteads, informing the villagers of the hinterlands about the danger, but I don't think there's any telling exactly how many of these necromantic fiends there actually are out there, or how long they've been out there. If they've had time to feed and transmit their ghoul fever, there could be dozens, if not maybe even 100 or more.
The sheriff grimaces. That is grave news indeed. Yes, we have had some influx of farmers seeking refuge in town over the past hours. You know, many of them seem to have fled further north to friends or family. Some have come into town here. He looks around. Do we have any leads to go on? Where these ghouls? He shakes his head. I know nothing of them. Are they organized? Or do they just roam about like carrion birds?
I believe intelligent carrion birds would be the proper choice. They're so avaricious and overcome by their lust for anything, particularly flesh, that they aren't really organized. It's more rabble. About as intelligent, if less so, than what they were while alive. It's just their passions consume them more than yours might.
You know, so I see. Looks around. It seems odd. Why spring up here and now, of all places and times? He shakes his head. We haven't had any problems like these before. Goblins, yes, as you well know, but ghouls and undead, he grimaces. I don't like this at all. He seems to consider. I think a couple of general warnings to the public. Warn them to not go outside of town much for the coming days at least, until we can assess this threat further. Do these creatures operate at day or at night, or can they do both?
So, and to my knowledge, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jonas, with the extent that Saloro knows about like religious affairs, I mean, if ghouls aren't adversely affected by the sunlight, they might not like it, but they can easily run around at all times of day.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, in which case the sheriff's about to get that bad news.
He looks about as happy about these news as Saloro about his crow. So, once I see, well, then indeed a general warning, perhaps even a curfew.
Say, not only that, but Saloro puffs out some air. Anyone who comes to the gates with a fresh wound may have contracted this ghoul fever. It does spread primarily through contact, particularly through the saliva of an infected individual, and as such, the guards may be under advisement to perhaps to keep an eye out, and if any farmers or people who try to enter the city have these bite injuries, they might have to be kept separate so that the rest of the village isn't infected.
He nods. I understand. I suppose if such a situation arises, we might have to constitute some sort of refuge camp, perhaps. He nods. Yes, thank you. I will have to speak with the mayor about this. He grimaces. Anything else? Do you need my assistance with anything in particular?
See, Saloro quirks his head, like, other than making sure the guards, your men know the severity of the situation, that it could be anyone, whether it be a daughter, a trusted friend they've known for 40 years, anyone could be disguising or hiding a bite like this. If any ghoul gets into the city infected, they are far more dangerous and rapacious and intelligent and not insane like any individual goblin. They can spread the disease, and considering how packed in Sandpoint already is with the refugees coming in, Saloro lets that point hang.
He nods. I see. Thank you. It seems I have some grim work to attend to then. He looks at some of the guards training, slowly shakes his head, and sort of hoists his scabbard and sort of his armor.
That and the beings did show a grave weakness to the power of radiance from the astral sea. Father Xantus, as well as Sable Sorn, should get involved in this as well. With their knowledge of foul undead creatures, they may be able to better assist the guards in handling them.
Hemlock nods. Yes, that seems like an excellent idea. Yes, I should speak with the mayor, and then I should hurry up and speak to Father Xantus and Sable Sorn as fast as possible. He looks about. Well, if there is anything else, I will be around town. You have the run of the place as usual.
As will we, I think. So if anything else happens, Saloro looks to the others, back to the sheriff, shrugs.
He nods. Very well. Good luck to you, my friends, and hopefully we will get through this. And he sort of walks out of the garrison down the street towards the mayor's office.
Woo! Now we have the run of the sheriff's office. Yeah, spring break. Gryphongod, show me your scones.
Oh, jeez.
No, don't steal my baking sheet again.
This is a family show.
Don't you want your margarita beans?
Oh, Griff. He shows his scones to anyone now.
I think at this point I don't even want to know what's going on.
Well, what they are, they're round. Sometimes they're a bit soft. Sometimes they're hard. They're quite tasty.
I'm not sure where that's going, but I don't like it.
I did love how S&W looked up in his dictionary like, they're pastries? What the hell do you mean, Grimith?
Delicious scones.
Alright. Well, in that case, Saloro will, I don't know what the hell else the rest of the party wants to do. Saloro will return to the Rusty Dragon long enough to stable up Heinrich there and take care of him for like an hour or two. And then he's going out on the town, as it were. He has things to do.
Alright. Fantastic.
Yes, and Arenoss will go back to the Rusty Dragon as well.
Okay.
Same with me.
And Alvyn will bring back his horse to the Rusty Dragon and then tag along with anyone who seems like they are doing something useful or interesting.
You mean instead of building a crossbow bolt?
Yeah.
Roldar is following whoever he is. He's currently still a bit confused at what the 17th planar existence, which exists only in the alcoholic plane of existence that houses the purple flies of Entochernach. And he's trying to contemplate this, and he's totally unaware of the world, and his horse is following whoever was directly in front of him. He's quite glazed over by this entire thing. Maybe it's Saloro. We don't know.
Arenoss also seems deep in thought and sort of looks around himself quite a lot.
Alright.
And he will go and enter his own room and close the door behind him.
Alright, let's see. Summon forth some patrons.
Yes, they need to be summoned.
Summoning patron ritual.
Yep. Ameko has mastered that, and now she's set for life.
What kind of magic is this?
Summon guests.
I hope the material components for it cost less than the amount of purchasing they did.
It's actually electric sheep alcohol. That summons patrons quite quickly, actually.
Electric sheep alcohol. Oh.
Mm.
Did the patrons dream of that?
Maybe. We need to discuss this further. Alright, Arenoss...
the team stratum of Ellipsico as it passes through the fourth. Parable of Ioun. What?
Yes, verily.
Anyway, I'm going to go to town and patrol like near the cathedral and market kind of area.
Okay.
Alvyn will follow Erevan because he's bored and frustrated because, I mean, being deputy is pretty sure that being deputy is a job and we have not been paid yet at all.
Yes, but patrol the section where, you know, the goblins have been killed and the ghouls aren't coming for us.
And I lost Erevan.
How did you lose me? I said where I was going.
Oops.
Sure. You can do it.
Hey, you're throwing my character around.
I believe in you. As for me, I end up, what Saloro ends up doing is, you know, milling about town for a little bit until he finds that certain special something that I discussed with Jonas for the princely sum of 27 gold pieces.
Yes, this fantastic item can be procured from the Sandpoint Market.
All yours. But wait! There's more! Call now!
Yes, from a quite persuasive hawker, actually. So...
That's right. That's right. I'll have to think about the proper description and the visual appearance of this item. I need to leave it as a mystery. Right.
Excellent.
And afterwards, Saloro will return back to his room and expend the 25 gold pieces and arcane material components to cast the Transfer Enchantment Ritual. To properly convey the Orb of Mental Dominion +2 into this other, but wait, there's more item.
Yes, strange.
Oh, nice, you can do that now.
Strange lights and mutterings can be heard from the barn, no doubt.
That's right, it takes an hour, and I don't have to make a check for it, it's a thing.
Alright, fantastic. So yes, Erevan and Alvyn patrolling around town. You do notice indeed a sort of a gathering of what seems to be Sandpoint refugees. They are now, however, being ushered from, basically ushered from town. They seem to, like the city guard is actually pushing them out of the northern entrance, perhaps to some sort of clearing, you know, outside the city walls, basically. There seems to be quite a lot of agitation about this, and many are, you know, complaining, or if not, you know, slightly panicked that they are being left out, basically as bait for these creatures. And many argue to, you know, stay in the safety of the city walls, but Hemlock and his men seems to be quite unrelenting at this point, and they are more or less forcing pretty much any refugee out. Women, children, it doesn't matter.
Since I'm not going to argue with, you know, I'm not going to argue with the decisions of the town. It's not our place to do so. I will at least try to calm down some of the people. Yeah.
Yes.
Like a diplomacy check or something.
Certainly. What do you tell them?
I relax and by telling them the most likely place, for example, the undead would come from is from the south, so you're actually on the most defendable side from the undead, as they'd first have to cross a river and be seen by the guards, and just spew facts to them that would calm them.
All right.
I'm not.
They don't seem to really, appreciate the sort of tactical approach that Erevan takes to all of this. Many of them are, rightly fearing for their lives here, the lives of their families, and the apparent sort of cold hard fact that they might be actually quite safe on the northern side of the town. They don't seem to really appreciate it, let's say.
Well, what can you do with a 4 on the dice?
Alvyn also notices Father Santos being out and about in the cathedral. He seems to be preparing for something. You see sort of his robes are more ceremonial, let's say. And he seems to have his implement quite steadily in hand, as he is sort of, seems to pick up certain flasks and unguents and a bag, a quite large bag, he sort of throws over his shoulder. He notices Erevan and nods to him. Lord Nodalis, pleasure seeing you. He seems to.
Pleasure to see you too, Father. What are you doing?
I am preparing a bag of medicine and holy water to see. I have been asked by the mayor and the good sheriff to have a basically a some sort of health exam of the refugees. See if we can spot any wounds or strange fevers. I think he said, and judging from what he has told me, he seems quite grim. That might be a prudent course of action.
How much detail was you given, Father?
It seems that, and he looks about to see if anyone is listening, and then he sort of lowers his voice. It seems we have a problem with the undead.
Yes.
He grimaces. Foul beings. The gods are not pleased by this unholiness.
I doubt anyone's pleased by this, except if the person's behind us, then they'll probably be pleased.
He makes a wry smile. I suppose that is correct. I don't... Do you have any idea who is behind this?
No.
I see. Well, if there is anything I can do to help, please feel free to ask.
Very well, Father. Good luck with your work. It looks like you're going to be quite busy with that.
Yes, unfortunately. The temple will be open, of course. And he looks him up, picks up some more things, and unless Alvyn or Erevan stops him, he will leave the cathedral and walk out into the throngs of people.
Alvyn will certainly not stop him.
Is there anything else the leader and the thief discovered, Jonas?
That is what happens in the northern end of town, at the moment at least.
Okay.
You are free to do whatever you please, of course.
Well, after patrolling up here, I guess I'll just slowly make my way down the town.
Okay.
And Alvyn will keep tagging along because he has absolutely nothing else to do.
So you're bored and just like, why not?
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait, do I have my weapons out still? Yes, I do. Put those away.
Oh, they are.
Shield, weapon out. It's like, ah! Alright. Back at the Rusted Dragon. Roldar still seems to be quite perplexed.
And still on his horse.
Is he apparently still on his horse outside?
The purple flies. They just...
moves
Is
about.
Roldar looking in for the window?
He may be doing that, but he's not looking inside. He's got a very glazed expression. Through his pupilless eyes, he looks quite distant.
Arenoss is like, what is it?
17th stratum of Ioun as it wanes in the morning sky. What?